Namaskar, we welcome you all at the literary platform Sahityapath. You are watching KHAMOSH Bhookh. In the last episode, we saw how Sukhiya took care of Buddhiya, and since she had reached a certain stage in life, she refused to get married. Marriage? What marriage? Fate had something else in store. After their uncle's visit, everything seemed fine until Sukhiya developed a persistent cough. Day by day, her condition worsened. She lost her appetite. The one strong and sturdy Sukhiya, who could take down a man if needed, now struggled to walk without gasping for breath. They say that even divine power strikes only those who are already suffering. According to folklore, once Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati were wandering the earth when Parvati saw a family where the only breadwinner had died. The entire household was wailing in despair. Moved by their misery, she questioned Lord Shiva about the cruelty of fate. Shiva explained that everyone must bear the consequences of their actions, whether from his life or a past one. To illustrate his point, Lord Shiva conjured several small houses, some beautiful and well built, others old and crumbling. He told Parvati that she needed to construct another house and gather bricks for it. She carefully selected the cleanest bricks from the dilapidated houses, leaving them in even worse condition, while sparing the well-built ones. Shiv then asked, "What have you done? You didn't touch the strong houses, but you took what little remained from the weak ones, making them even worse." At that moment, Parvati understood the harsh reality of fate. May no home ever witness such a day. Sukhiya lay on the khatiya, frail and pale, while Buddhiya sat beside her. She coughed persistently, sometimes for long stretches. Buddhiya gently turned her over and rubbed her back. "Di, your cough is getting worse. What should I do?" Buddhiya asked worriedly. Struggling to breathe, Sukhiya whispered, "That herb we saw in the forest, bring it quickly and make a decoction. Maybe it will work." Buddhiya hurried off and returned with a handful of grass-like herbs. She lit a fire, brewed the decoction, and handed it to Sukhiya. But as soon as Sukhiya tried to drink, a violent cough overtook her. What medicine? What decoction? Fate had already decided otherwise. Perhaps God was taking away a brick from this house to build another. Or as people say, the good ones are needed in heaven, which is why they are taken away too soon. Gasping for breath, Sukhiya asked Buddhi, "What if I don't survive?" Buddhiya broke down, wailing, "Don't say that, Di. How will I live without you? Who do I have in this world? Please, Di, don't say such things. If you leave, I will die while still alive. Please, Di, don't." Tears rolled down Sukhiya's face as she struggled to breathe. "I never thought our time together would end so soon, Buddhi. But if this is what fate has decided, so be it. Listen carefully. Our only true wealth is our honor. Never compromise on it. Decide for yourself what is right and wrong. Follow what your soul tells you is right, and never accept what it warns you against. If uncle brings a marriage proposal, think carefully before agreeing. I don't think I will survive, Buddhi. From now on, you must make your own decisions. Her breath became labored and Buddhiya screamed in agony. After Babuji went, Buddhiya was still living in the past. Whenever she felt hungry, she would eat at the roadside dhaba and then lie on her khatiya, unraveling the threads of old memories. Life had been going on as usual for the past 2 or 3 days, but today Buddhiya woke up before sunrise. After finishing her morning routine, she swept the house. Once she had cleaned everything, it felt as though the lifeless home had started breathing again. Today she even cleared the ashes from the hearth and wiped away all the accumulated dust. After all this, she sat on the doorstep, waiting for the sun to rise. The winter season had now come to an end, meaning the cold was reduced to just a light chill in the morning, enough to need a single blanket. Soon, the charioteer of sun god, Arun, knocked at the eastern sky, turning the whole direction crimson. Then the sun appeared behind the trees like a bright red fruit. Perhaps it was this very sight that had tempted Lord Hanuman, making him race toward it, thinking it was a fruit. As the sun's warmth increased, the flowers began to bloom and an energetic wave spread everywhere. No matter how sorrowful one might be, nature has the power to make anyone smile. Buddhiya too felt the beauty of nature and was filled with joy. A wave of energy surged within her. She felt a desire to do something. But what? Unable to think of anything, she plucked a marigold flower and started talking to it. As she sat there, she thought, God has given me only one skill, and that is my only means of livelihood. Once again, she decided that she would sit near the roadside dhaba and showcase her art. By the time the sun was high, she took her dhol, pulled some money from a small box, and headed toward the dhaba. Upon reaching there, she placed an order and enjoyed her favorite meal. Then, moving a little away, she spread a sack on the ground and began playing the dhol. Passers-by in vehicles slowed down to glance at her. Some just gave her a passing look, while others stared curiously, wondering why a young girl was playing dhol on the roadside. Among them were some decent people and some mischief makers. Some satisfied their curiosity by passing a comment, while others simply observed in silence. Buddhiya was playing the dhol with the hope that, just like Babuji once had come, appreciated her talent and given her something, someone else might do the same. A young woman alone in public draws attention, and if she is as beautiful as Buddhiya, she becomes a thorn in the eyes of many. And if she does not care about anyone's opinion, men often take it as a challenge to prove their dominance over her. They try to break her spirit by any means necessary until she falls into someone's trap. Buddhiya was deeply engrossed in playing the dhol, sometimes a single rhythm, sometimes two, and sometimes three. Just then, a truck stopped near her, and two men stepped out, standing right in front of her. They stared at her from head to toe as she continued playing. Unaware of their lustful gazes, Buddhiya remained lost in her music. But the men quickly assessed her financial situation. When they sat down in front of her, Buddhiya snapped out of her trance. Seeing the two burly men suddenly appear, her face turned pale. Her fingers, which had been striking the dhol, rhythmically froze. Her face drained of color.